Hey everyone, Coach Rory with Charge Running here. If you just purchased the treadmill sensor, we're going to get it unboxed, mounted, and connected to the Charge app. Let's go. So quickly going over the unboxing, you have the treadmill sensor itself, the mounting bracket, charging cable, belt stickers, the mounting adhesive, and you have the quick starting guide. The first thing you want to do is get it charged up. So using that included cable, plug it into the side, plug it into your outlet, let it get a full charge before using it for the first time. Each class will only use about 4% of the battery, so you can choose to leave it plugged in at all times if you would like, or you can use the battery and charge it whenever it needs to be charged. Choice is yours. Next thing that you want to do is find a good spot to mount it, somewhere out of the way where you're not going to be kicking it. Looking at the underside of the treadmill sensor itself, you see that there's two little spots for the sensors. We want to make sure that as we are mounting it, we have a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch of separation between the bottom sensor plate here and the actual belt itself. Once you place your mounting bracket and get it securely mounted to your treadmill, we want to place our first sticker. And so when you are placing that sticker, you want to make sure that it is going directly underneath the path of where that sensor is reading it. It uses those two sensors to calculate the speed. You can see that I have my first sticker marked out 18 inches. Place the second one. I got all 3 of my stickers mounted. I've moved the belt to make sure that they're going underneath that sensor. Now it's time to get it calibrated. And it's nighttime in my office. One thing to note is every single one of these treadmill sensors leaves the shop individually calibrated to ensure that the distance that it's actually displaying is the actual distance that you're traveling. So your treadmill distance that it displays on your treadmill itself might show a different distance or pace than what the treadmill sensor is displaying, but know that the treadmill sensor out of the box is going to be significantly more accurate because it registers belt speed rather than rotations of the back little roller there. If you want to calibrate the treadmill sensor directly to your treadmill so that they both display the same stats, feel free to listen to the next section, but just know that the accuracy and the amount of distance that you're actually traveling may not be as accurate as the treadmill sensor comes out of the box. Back to my garage if you want to calibrate. The next thing that we want to do is go to the App Store or Play Store and download the Configures app. This is from the treadmill sensor company themselves, and it's the way that we are going to calibrate and set up our treadmill sensor initially. Once we've gotten the app installed and turned the treadmill sensor on, we're going to connect to it on this screen. And from here, we're going to adjust all of our settings to calibrate our sensor. If you're not seeing the treadmill sensor showing up here, you can hit the down arrow on filter and lower the slider there until your treadmill sensor pops up, and that should let you connect. Once we've got all the stickers mounted and we've installed the app and connected to the device within the app, we want to hop on our treadmill, make sure that our incline is set to 0, and we want to throw it on a very slow speed. About 3 miles per hour should be fine. Now that we have our treadmill moving, we want to first calibrate the incline. With your treadmill moving, it will count down from 10 seconds to find out which side you have your treadmill sensor mounted to. And once that countdown is complete, it will go to the settings where you can begin to adjust your height of your treadmill compared to the treadmill sensor itself. So when setting the calibration, we want to first start up the treadmill and stop the belt. Then we want to put it at a 0 incline before starting the first calibration. It walks you through all of those steps. Very similar to how we set calibration, we're then going to move over to the speed calibration. From here, it asks you to select a walking speed. For my treadmill, I put it at a 3. And you can see it is currently registering distance starting off that 1 mile per hour. I've increased it to the 3 miles per hour. And once it gets the belt up to speed, you can select in the gray box below what current speed that your treadmill is. Once you have selected the correct speed, go ahead and tap Calibrate. It will then ask you to bring up to a jogging speed. By default, this is 6 miles per hour, so you can set your treadmill accordingly. Once you've hit the treadmill belt speed, similar to the last step, hit Calibrate, and it's going to ask you one more time to calibrate at a running speed. I used 9 miles per hour. When everything looks good, hit Calibrate, and you are all set. If you found that when you're going through the calibration settings, you're not able to continue, there's 3 things to check. 1, make sure that the treadmill sensor is on. 2 is to make sure that it's connected within the app. And 3, it will be grayed out if the offset from the treadmill sensor itself to the belt is too large. So I moved mine a little bit closer, and it's been working great. One thing to note is the stickers that you place on the treadmill belt, the space in between, it's not going to be able to register your speed without having these stickers there. So the more stickers that you place that are spaced at least 18 inches apart, the more often that it will be able to accurately recognize what speed you're currently traveling at. I placed 4 more stickers on the treadmill belt, so I have a total of 7 now. And so each time one of those stickers passes underneath the treadmill sensor, it will recalculate the current pace that you are running at. Connecting to the Charge app once you have it calibrated is super simple. You're going to go into your profile, and in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to tap Settings, Integrations and Permissions, and you'll see a new category for the Runn Treadmill Sensor. It'll say Connect the treadmill sensor to Charge, and it'll prompt you to allow for Bluetooth so that it can connect to the app. We're going to select OK, and from there you'll know that it's connected because it will change the display on the bottom to say it's connected. And that's it. Finally, make sure that the run sensor is turned on before your next charge run. When you've previously connected to it, each time you turn it back on, it should automatically connect. If there are any questions of whether or not it is connected, you can go into your profile settings under integrations and see if it says connected to the treadmill sensor underneath. But I hope this has been helpful. Reach out if you guys have any questions or need any help with this. And as always, charge on.